Good morning, everyone. This is Saurav, and I am your trainer for performance testing, and I am on behalf of Uplatz. So, speaking about our last class, we had covered. We are going through the PTLC life cycle, and we have already covered the three phase like risk assessment, NFR gathering, and test plan process. But in today's agenda, today's class, we'll be discussing about our next topic, which is test scripting or test design phase, and then we'll continue whatever we can progress with. So let's see what all topics are. We will try to cover it, and even in this class we'll also see the recording, and we'll also try to enhance the script as well. So in this class we are going to discuss about what is performance test script, the purpose of performance test script, and the approach towards performance test scripting. So, performance test script is used to automate real user action performed in the application, like how the LoadRunner is kind of automating the thing. I have already discussed in my previous classes. So it's nothing but it acts as an interface between the client and the server. Whenever we try to record anything, the interface, the load runner, it records the request, and whenever the response come from the server, it records the replay as well, the response as well. So what it do, whenever we stop that recording, it generates the whatever the traffic it captured, it generates in the generate as a script in the load runner UI or loader. Even we will see that in this class. So this is how, like, after we record the thing, we have to enhance all the enhance the script, and we have to replay it. Okay, so I'll discuss more about this topic, like how can you relate this thing. Even we'll see a live example on this particular topic. So before that, okay, you can tell, like, what is performance test script. Performance test script is a programming code specific to performance testing to automate the real world user behavior. This code contains the user action performed by real user on an application. So what are the tools involved? Like, we'll see LoadRunner, we'll see JMeter as well. So what is the purpose of this particular performance test script? The main purpose of performance test script is to simulate the real user behavior. Uh, just a second. I'll get a paint. Let's say this is a browser. This act as an interface, and this is your server. Okay. So a request is going from here till here. Response is coming from here till here. Okay. Let's see. This is our client. Client. This is our server. Here request traffic is captured. Response. It acts as a interface between client and server. It captures both request and response traffic. Okay, so by this you might have got an idea. Okay, so this is how the load runner work. It acts as an interface between client and server, and what are the requests, it goes from this, it captures here, and then when you stop the recording, it generates all the request and response in a script format. Okay, so the main purpose of performance test script is to simulate. Main purpose. So the main purpose of performance test script is to simulate real world user. So the virtual load uses this particular script to generate a load to server to the application. It may be a LoadRunner script or JMeter script, it doesn't matter. But with the help of script, we generate a virtual load in the application and simulate the real user activity. So what is the accountability? Who does it? Like who handles or who creates this performance test script? Normally, any guy who has it is a starting activity for a fresher, because he has to work on the scripting activity. Then only he needs to move on monitoring, execution, reporting, and then comes like the main thing, test planning and all. It will be handled by, so it will be created by a performance test analyst, which who develops the test script after getting a detailed understanding of the performance test scenario. Performance analyst creates creates the test script After getting an detailed understanding of performance test scenarios. So after this, lead has to verify the script is built is created on company standard format. So again, how do you approach this how can you approach creating a performance test script? A performance needs to read out the performance test plan. Like initially, test plan is a master plan document which consists of overall detail of the project. So he has to go through that particular performance test plan, and before he starts the test scripting activity, he needs to understand all the scenarios which has been documented on the test plan and verify all the transaction flows manually. So I was discussing about the approach. Uh, okay, just so he needs to understand all the scenario document documented in the test plan and verify all the transaction flow manually. Next thing, so he need to find any functional issue, then he should highlight those issue to the developer team while traversing the flow. If he finds any functional issue, he needs to report to the developer. As we all know, as in PT, if the application is not functionally stable, then it is not recommended to perform performance testing. So there can be ideal two scenarios. There can be two scenarios. You have to perform a scripting activity in performance test environment. Next, you are not given with any of the environment and you are performing scripting other than PT environment. So let's discuss like what are the challenges and how you need to deal when this particular environment are given to us and perform the test scripting activity. So basically, whenever you are given with a performance test environment, it is a very good practice to use it for scripting purpose, because the advantage to prepare the script in the dedicated environment is you don't have to rework again or do a validation again, because you are pretty comfortable and sure about that whatever you do in the performance test environment will it will also remains the same, and you don't have to perform any kind of validation also, because whenever you create any script and you run that, when you replay it, if you are not getting any kind of error, then obviously during the test run also it won't give you that problem, and you are pretty much in a comfortable zone or a situation where you can handle this thing. But when it comes to scripting other than PT environment, it is a very ideal scenario when you don't have initially when the project is been given and till the environment is not ready, they will give you an ideal other environment, a shared environment, where you have to build the script and then you have to perform in the NFT environment, which is the testable environment. But the main challenge here is whenever you change the environment, if there are some changes, you have to again validate that particular script, and if you find any kind of errors during the script validation, you have to refix it, and it also take much time than the earlier one. So to perform scripting in any other environment is not that much worse approach, because a performance tester can complete the scripting work in any environment, and later on he need to verify the script in the performance test environment. But script validation is a must before going to start the actual test. So again, like as comparing, let's see what are their differences as well. In PT environment, work on actual NV, work on other environment. Validation is not required after the script works. Validation is required because you need to ensure validation is required because need to ensure your other environment. Validation is required because need to ensure your script are passing for test environment. This can be start later phase. Here this can be start in earlier phase. These are the major differences. The main challenges is used to verify that, and it saves an ample amount of time. Like the approach allows parallel working with the functional team, initial functional bug identification, lower down the end delivery pressure. So let me just tell you, uh, a performance tester. So basic steps of creation of the script. Now, whenever we are considering any script creation activity, what all things we have to identify? What is a protocol identification? Like initially, your application has been built on any platform or any technology. So before starting the scripting activity, you have to choose a protocol. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules where data can be exchanged between a client and a server. So what do you do? Like in the earlier version of LoadRunner, I'm using 2021 version. So in the previous version, what it was there, like you are able to find that particular thing. Like I'll just show you as well. Protocol identification in LR. This is the way. So what you do, protocol identification, script recording, script debugging, correlation flow, and script enhancement, script upload. So this is not the thing. Protocol advisor. So see, this is the way it was showing previously. Protocol advisor analyze application. Once the application is being analyzed, the result will be saved, and then it shows what all technologies it is there, and you have to choose whether it takes it is been built with a single technology or it is multi-protocol, single protocol or multi-protocol. Based on the application, you have to create the scripting. So this is what I was trying to explain you. Protocol advisor slash advisor. Next, script recording. Let's see. Yesterday we I'll show you how can you create a script. So let's see. So whenever you start creating any script, you have to give a business process, then underscore application name, and then what is the flow you are working on. So basically, I'm working on a JPEG store application, and this is a purchase product. For that, so for script recording, performance testing tools always helps to complete the 80% of scripting work by just recording the user step. Even we will see in just now how can you record the steps at all. And the biggest advantage of performance testing tool is it saves a performance tester from writing the manual code. It is also true that he needs to write some customized code as well sometimes whenever it is required, but it is very simple logic. Let's say how can you uh, let's navigate the whole flow first. Okay, JPEG store. So this is the website because whenever you wanted to perform any scripting activity, you cannot randomly perform in any working website. They might block your IP after accessing that, because you cannot just put any unnecessary load to them, and they might also get to notified whether you are if you use any kind of. So it is not recommendable to use any kind of other application which is live application, because it might hamper their start. So never use. So these are the some of the free tools or free application where you can use it. So this is the application I'm considering, JPEG store. Yeah, and I'm showing you the manual navigation. Then what you do, enter the store, then sign in. You have to mention J2EE login. Okay, never. Once you are logged in, suppose I wanted to go to the menu fish and what all fish is available. Tiger shark, and I have to add the cart and then proceed to checkout. This is the visa information I have already given. Is already populating in the screen, and this is, and once you are in the order page, you have to confirm. So once it is confirmed, you have to go to my accounts and my orders. So 7387, this is the order ID you have to give. So this is the flow we are going to manually we have traversed the flow. Okay, this is working fine. Then sign out and then close it. Okay, let's consider this is my URL. We'll try to record the application. So here is the basic thing I wanted to explain. Whenever you start it, you always give a comment. So this is the launch part of the application. You have to mention launch, and then this is the recording event it is generating. And here are few more. Insert randover point I'll explain in the later class. So this is what insert. You can even add a transaction now, but it is not recommended.